What are you doing?
Tell your principal, never place to fuck with the dead.
When it comes to action stars who never fail to deliver high-octane thrills, Jason Statham is always near the top of the list. Over the years, he's built a reputation as one of the most reliable names in the genre because no matter the movie, fans know they'll get intense fight sequences, slick stunts, and that signature Statham grit. Recently, he scored big with The Beekeeper, a film that was just the right blend of absurd and explosive. That success already secured him a sequel, proving once again that audiences are hungry for more of him in leading action roles. And now, talk has shifted to one of his older franchises, The Mechanic, with whispers that a third movie might finally happen. This is exciting news because the Mechanic franchise has always had the bones for something bigger. The first movie dropped back in 2011 and was actually a remake of the 1972 Charles Bronson classic. Directed by Simon West, it introduced Statham as Arthur Bishop, an elite assassin with a strict code. Unlike many hired guns, Bishop was meticulous about his work, turning each kill into something that looked like an accident. That kind of setup gave the film its unique flavor. On top of that, the emotional hook came when Bishop was forced to kill his own mentor, Harry, played by Donald Sutherland. To make matters more complicated, Bishop ended up training Harry's son, played by Ben Foster, all while trying to keep the truth of Harry's death hidden. The mix of action and drama made it stand out. Then in 2016 came Mechanic Resurrection, a sequel directed by Dennis Gansel. This one leaned more into international intrigue and over-the-top set pieces. Statham's Bishop had faked his death and was living quietly until he was dragged back into the game by Raya Crane, a ruthless enemy who wanted him to eliminate 3 competitors. The missions took Bishop across the globe, from a Malaysian prison to a billionaire's glass-bottomed pool in Sydney, all the way to a submarine base in Bulgaria. Along the way, he met Gina, played by Jessica Alba, who became both his love interest and someone Crane used against him. The movie ended with Bishop seemingly sacrificing himself in a massive explosion before revealing he had actually survived and reunited with Gina. Now here's where the potential for a third movie gets exciting. Mechanic Resurrection didn't just wrap things up neatly, it left threads that a sequel could easily pull on. Bishop survived, but is still officially dead to the world. That gives him both freedom and danger because he's always one step away from someone discovering he's alive. Gina returned to her life in Cambodia, but anyone who has seen an action movie knows that peace never lasts long. And then there's Max Adams, the arms dealer played by Tommy Lee Jones, who owes Bishop his life. At the end of Resurrection, Adams destroys evidence of Bishop's survival, which basically set him up as both an ally and a wild card. That triangle alone could fuel an entire third movie. Director Simon West recently said in an interview that he'd love to reunite with Statham. He helmed the first Mechanic, along with other Statham projects like Wild Card and The Expendables 2, and the two clearly have great chemistry. West hinted that while they've worked on a bunch of projects, they're both eager to find something different to do together, something that stands out from their past work. That's exactly why The Mechanic 3 makes sense. It gives them the chance to revisit a franchise they know well, but expand it into new territory. Imagine a third movie where Bishop is forced out of hiding because one of his old staged assassinations comes back to haunt him. Maybe someone discovers the truth about Harry's death, tying the first film back into the narrative. Or perhaps Gina is targeted again, not by Crane this time, but by someone in Adams' circle who resents Bishop's interference. Adams himself could either be a reluctant partner or the villain pulling strings behind the scenes. Because Bishop's survival was kept secret, only a handful of people know he's alive, which makes for plenty of suspense. That kind of setup would not only bring closure, but also set the stage for even more stories down the line. And honestly, the timing couldn't be better. Streaming platforms have given older action franchises new life, and both The Mechanic and Mechanic Resurrection have been trending again recently. Audiences are rediscovering them, which means the fan base is already warming up to the idea of another entry. Pair that with Statham's current momentum from The Beekeeper and the Fast and Furious series, and it's clear there's an appetite for him to return to one of his sharpest roles. What makes Arthur Bishop unique compared to Statham's other characters is his precision. He's not just about, although he's more than capable of handling himself in a fight, he's calculated, always thinking 2 steps ahead, and staging deaths that look like accidents gives him this almost intellectual edge over other action heroes. That's why people still talk about the glass-bottom pool scene in Resurrection. It's the kind of clever set piece that sticks in your mind. A third movie could double down on that angle, giving audiences creative new assassinations while layering in emotional stakes. Another interesting thread is Bishop's relationship with Gina. In Resurrection, their romance blossomed quickly under extreme circumstances. A third film could explore whether their relationship can actually survive outside of constant danger. Does Bishop stay with her and try to live a quiet life? Or does he realize he can't escape the assassin's world no matter how hard he tries? That kind of personal conflict adds depth to the explosions and shootouts. And then there's the fact that action fans just love seeing Jason Statham on screen. He's one of the few actors today who still fully commits to practical stunts and fight choreography. While Resurrection didn't exactly win over critics, it still made $125 million at the box office against a $40 million budget, which shows that audiences showed up for him. That's proof enough that there's money on the table for The Mechanic 3, and with the renewed interest, it could be even bigger the next time around. It's also worth pointing out that sequels today don't always need glowing reviews to succeed. If the action delivers and fans feel like they're getting what they paid for, they'll turn up. What could elevate a third Mechanic, though, is bringing Simon West back. He understands Statham's style and knows how to balance gritty realism with stylish set pieces. If he gets behind the camera again, it could recapture the tone of the first film while pushing the story into new, exciting places. On a lighter note, West even shared a fun story about Statham's handwriting, saying it was surprisingly beautiful compared to Nicolas Cage's, which he couldn't even read. It's small details like that that remind fans that even the toughest action stars have unexpected sides to them. It also shows the kind of camaraderie West and Statham share, which makes the idea of them teaming up again even more appealing. So when you look at the bigger picture, the Mechanic franchise feels like it's in the perfect spot for a comeback. The last movie left Arthur Bishop alive, but still tied to dangerous figures like Adams. Gina's fate is stable for now, but her connection to Bishop could easily put her back in harm's way. And Statham himself is at the height of his career, proving with every project that audiences still love seeing him take names and break bones. If The Mechanic 3 does move forward, it wouldn't just be another Statham movie, it would be the continuation of a character fans have been invested in for over a decade. It would close the chapter left open in Resurrection while potentially setting up more. Because, let's face it, as long as Jason Statham is willing to step into Bishop's shoes, fans will keep lining up to see what kind of impossible missions he takes on next. So while nothing is officially confirmed yet, the signs are pointing in the right direction. Simon West is eager, Statham is busier than ever but still committed to franchises that work, and fans are ready. The first film gave us the emotional hook, the second gave us the global scale, and a third could finally tie it all together. The stage is set, the pieces are there, and it feels like only a matter of time before Arthur Bishop resurfaces. When it happens, The Mechanic 3 could be the perfect mix of everything audiences love about action cinema: big stunts, clever assassinations, emotional stakes, and of course, Jason Statham at the center of it all. And if it leaves just enough loose ends, who's to say it couldn't open the door for a fourth film down the line? With Bishop's world, the possibilities are endless. Well, that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below.